So hello everyone. Today we'll be learning about light, reflection and refraction. Part 1. This is from the CBSE syllabus and the chapter is from the physics subject. The topic is light, reflection and refraction. In this section of the video, we'll be discussing about the basics of light, reflection and refraction. This is specifically for grade 10, but even the lower class student should watch this, and the grade 10 student should know about the basics of light. So let's go ahead. Let's understand what all are the basics of light. So when we talk about light, what exactly is light? That we need to know about it. Light is a form of energy that enables us to see all the things around us. So if you are in a closed room and if you can't see anything, that is because light is not reaching to your eyes. So light is a form of energy. So if you want to see something, light has to reach to your eyes. So I want all of you to have a look at this screen. It says we cannot see object in dark. An object becomes visible when light emitted or reflected by it reaches our eyes. I want you to specifically look at these three images. You can see in all these three images, the arrows. The arrows are always going towards eye. They are never going from your eye towards the source. So please be always aware that whenever we are drawing a ray diagram, the arrows from the source are coming to our eyes. We are not the superhumans who are giving or emitting light from our eyes. So always the arrow is towards eye. The light is bouncing back from the object and coming to our eyes. You can see in this diagram also, in the apple, we are able to see the apple because light is falling on apple and reflecting back and coming to our eyes. And similar to the same situation in the toys also. So this is very important that we should keep it in mind that light makes us see things and we cannot see object in dark. An object becomes visible when light emitted or reflected by it reaches our eyes. So when we talk about sources of light, we have two types of sources of light. Natural sources of light, which you can see it on screen, are sun, stars, fireflies. These are some of the examples. Artificial sources of light are the one which are man-made. They include candle, lamp, and matches which we have created. So these are artificial sources of light. This we have studied from grade 4 onwards, but at grade 10, these are base. So we should know about it to know about the concept of light in detail. Going ahead, when we talk about light, we have objects which are termed as luminous objects and the objects which are termed as non-luminous objects. So the object which emits their own light are termed as luminous object. You can see it on screen. Example is sun. The objects which do not emit their own light are termed as non-luminous objects. Many a time we have a confusion that moon is luminous. Moon is giving out its own light because we use the term called as moonlight. But just to inform you, moon is not having its own light. It just reflects light from sun. And that's why we call moon as non-luminous objects. So you can see any object is considered to be luminous if it emits its own light, either through stored energy or energy supplied to the object, which contrast with non-luminous object. You can see a sun is an example. Non-luminous objects that do not give out their own light are known as non-luminous, and they can only be seen when light falling on them reflect into our eyes. And the moon and earth are example of non-luminous object. Our body is also an example of non-luminous object. So if you can see anything around you which is not emitting its own light, the object is non-luminous. If it's emitting its own light, then it's a luminous object. Going ahead, when we talk about basics of objects, we have three types of object: opaque, translucent, and transparent. We are all aware that objects which allow light to pass through them totally are termed as transparent object. The one which allow light to pass through them partially are translucent, and the one which do not allow light to pass at all are termed as opaque. So you can see here the giraffe is visible totally behind the transparent object. If it is behind translucent, we can just, if somebody is standing, we can just think and see that somebody is standing, but you'll not be able to identify who's standing. Whereas in opaque object, it's totally blocked. So no light passes through opaque object. Some light passes through translucent object, and all light passes through transparent object. Next is a shadow. A shadow is caused when an object blocks light from a source. You can see here the shadow. So whenever you are in front of a light source, your shadow is formed on screen, and the screen could be wall, screen could be floor also. There's a question that why we don't see any shadow of a plane which is flying away because it's far away from us. So when we talk about shadow, shadows has two parts: umbra, which is a total shadow, no light received, and penumbra, which is a partial shadow region where some light is received and some are blocked. You can see here we have an extended source, opaque object, umbra and penumbra being formed here. Some of the characteristics of a shadow. When we talk about a shadow, it's very important that we understand what are the characteristics. It depends on the shape of object. You can see the moment the shape changes, the size of shadow also changes. You can see getting a circular shadow with a cylinder and getting a rectangular shadow with a cylinder. Same cylinder, but the way it has been placed in front of a source of light gives you a different types of shadow. So it depends on shape of object. It depends on source of light, whether it's a plane parallel rays or spherical, how light is passing from a source of light. It depends on the position of object, whether the object is at infinite or finite distance. It also depends on the position of source of light. So if the size of shadow, if you want to see, there's a small activity given here. If you keep the object, a toy in front of a torch light in front of it, exactly near the source of light, you can see the size of shadow becomes huge, large. When you take it away, it's a small one, and tiny shadow when the toy is long away from the light source. So you can see if the object is brought near the source of light, the size of shadow is greater. If it is far away, the size of shadow decreases. So we can come up to a conclusion that size of shadow decreases if the object is taken away from the source of light and increases if the object is taken towards the source of light, and the vice versa is also valid. If the source of light is brought near the object, then also the size of shadow on screen increases, and if it is taken away from the object, then the size of shadow decreases. So these are some of the characteristics of shadow, and these were the basics of light. If these were just helpful for you to brush up, we will be going ahead with the detailed discussion of light reflection and refraction. In part 2, we'll be talking about what is rectilinear propagation of light, what exactly is reflection of light. In the meantime, if you have any question, do put your question in the comment box and I'll be happy to answer your question. That's it from my end. I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.